Good morning, everyone. In today's class, we are going to cover the page number 62 and 63. What are all the contents that is given in these page numbers, we are going to cover in this biology class. So, last classes, we have discussed many things about that introduction of that lessons. What are all the topics we are going to see in that lessons and everything, and also about a cell. What is mean by that cell? How that cell it is formed, and also about the tissues, and even about an organism, how and for complete organism it is formed, and what are all the functions of that organisms, and how what is helping for that function. Okay, so all these things we have discussed in that past classes, and in this class what we are going to see is only the diagrams. What are all the diagrams means? One is the plant cell, and then another one it is an animal cell. So only about these two diagrams we are going to see, which means you are also going to draw these diagrams and what are all the parts involved in these cells. Okay, that is what we are going to see in this class. So here if we take this plant cell, okay, the outer covering which is called as cell wall. Okay, this cell wall it will be absent in that animal cell. Okay, what the main difference it is, the cell wall it will be present only in a plant cell and it will be not in that animal cell. Okay, the outer covering which is called as cell wall, and then in between that, next to that layer, it is called as middle lamella. Okay, the next layer which is present to that cell wall, it is middle lamella, and in between at the center the Golgi complex. Already we have seen this term. Okay, what is mean by this? And the next one it is RER. What is mean by that RER? The expansion of this RER is rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, on that dark patches it is there, no, along that if it is along with the patches means that is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. If it is not, there is no any dark patches or any other holes, means that it is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So these are all the two types of reticulum. In that here it is rough endoplasmic reticulum, and then in that center it is called as a nucleolus, and then that around the circle nucleolus which is present inside that nucleus. Okay, that center circle it is called as nucleus. In between that the nucleolus it is present, and the next to it it is called as mitochondria, which is called as the powerhouse of the cell, which is giving that complete energy to the cell, that is called as mitochondria. And then the next one it is plasmodesmata, the pathway, that gap it is called as plasmodesmata, and then the plasma membrane which is covering inside, that is called as plasma membrane, and then chloroplast, which is most important for this plant cell, because chloroplast it will be mostly present only in that plant cells. Why means this chloroplast which is very much useful for that food production. Without that chloroplast, what is the use of this chloroplast, which contains the chlorophyll pigment and helps in the process of photosynthesis? That is the main function of this chloroplast. And then here in that animal cell the chloroplast it will be absent. Okay, and then last one it is vacuole, the empty space, that is called as vacuole. So these are all that important parts which is mentioned in the plant cell. And the next one, if we take that animal cell, okay, the animal cell, that center space, okay, where all that parts it is present, no, that empty space, that it is called as cytoplasm. Okay, if you take an animal cell, that center space it is called as cytoplasm. Even in that cytoplasm only the mitochondria, centrosome, lysosome, like that all that organs it will be present in that cytoplasm. And then here also the mitochondria it is present, which is giving power to the cell. And in plasma membrane, the outer covering, it is called as plasma membrane. As I said before itself, here cell wall it is absent. Okay, and the next one it is centrosome, and then lysosome, the small patches, that is called as lysosome. And then secretory vesicle. Okay, well, secretory vesicles means that secretion process. Okay, secretion of any secretion of any fluids, everything it will be done by this secretory vesicles. And then peroxisome, Golgi vesicles, and then here also the vacuoles it is present. So okay, nucleus, chromatin. So all these are important organs in this animal cells. And here your questions, what it is? First one it is draw and label the parts of a plant cell. So you want to draw the structure of a plant cell, and parts, everything it should be mentioned in that same side. Okay, if you are drawing a diagram means in the same right side you have to just make a line straight to that, and you want to write it order. Okay, that in such a way only you have to mark the parts of this plant cell, and then animal cell, draw and label the parts of an animal soul. So it also should be like the same.